Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom salvaged this for me. Big time. There's some pain in one of these boxes for me. But then the other one has some really hot books. One book in particular that I owe to the good doctor. One of these boxes, though, is the 7 remaining 9.6 Blue Marvels that I sent out. Remember, I sent 14 Blue Marvels to 9.6s to see if I can get one 9.8 from CCS. One of these boxes is that. We're going to open that box first. But once again, my guys, Doom saves the day for me. Here we go. First, this is the CGC CCS bunch. I only sent them 11 books. 7 are Blue Marvels, 9.6s. And I had a low grade Marvel Spotlight 32. You know, I got them to press it because, you know, it's only $15 for the press, right? It was going to be low grade. You know, I'm happy with this grade, 5.0. I'm going to sell it. But it's a no, it's a book that's still desirable, and I had it, so what the heck, send it out, get graded, and put it up for sale. That's the first book. This one I'm a little bit disappointed on. I knew it needed a press though. 9.6. This is Justice League number 30. This is the variant cover. For 31, they started doing different variants. But for these, they were doing the Mad Magazine variants. And this is the first, they're calling it a cameo appearance of Jessica Cruz. It's a second cameo. I guess they're calling Green Lantern number 20 the first cameo, and number 31 is the first full appearance. But this is not a book that you see much. But as in a 9.6, I'll take it in a 9.6. I was hoping it'd be another 9.8 for me, but it came back as a 9.6. I've sent this book out so many times. There's half as many as these in 9.8 as there are of the cover A. I'm glad it made a 9.8. I did get this pressed because this one was one of the ones that came back as a miss on a pre-screen. And I looked it over, said, you know what, that needs a press. Press came back with a 9.8. So I have quite a few Department of Truth number 1s, and I have no problem waiting on them. And then this other one also missed the 9.8 the first time. This is the Grayscale from Unknown Comics. Again, not a book that you see a lot. Also, let's get it out of here. Not a book that you see a lot. Also, but Something's Killing the Children number 11 also had a cover like this, a grayscale cover. Liked it, and yeah, the press did its job. 9.8. The rest are Blue Marvels, and just like the last time, 9.6 1, 9.6 2, 9.63 4, 5, 6, and 7. Out of 14 Blue Marvels that I sent CCS, they weren't able to get one 9.8 for me. So that entire project that I was hoping would land me at least two 9.8s failed. I mean, look, I could accept. I mean, it's just disappointing. No, it's disappointing because I sent Impressive Comics the worst of my books, and he was able to get me two 9.8s. I sent him the worst of the worst. I sent CCS my 10 best, and yeah, they couldn't do it. They couldn't get me one 9.8. And then on the regrade and press and a repress, I still couldn't get the 9.8s on me on this. So I ended up with the 30 books that I had. I ended up with two 9.8s out of those 30. Luckily, I had already bought two 9.8s prior to that in the $500 range. So I have a total of four 9.8s of Blue Marvels, and hopefully I'll get some more 9.8s with the ones that I got from my LCS a long time ago that I still haven't sent or even tried to find, by the way. Not yet. But I should have 10 sets laying around somewhere. Yeah, it's disappointing, but you know, I can't blame CCS. I can't, as much as I want to, I can't. I gotta blame myself because I didn't take care of the books. I mean, they weren't so bad. I thought that with a press, a really good press, and a clean, they really didn't need that much cleaning, but some of them had some impact damage. Those are the ones I sent Mr. Kendra. But yeah, it's really my fault because I didn't take care of these books. It's really my fault. When all is said and done, though, I paid $1.40 for each one of these. $1.40. I paid 2 times to get graded and pressed, though, and that's where the money went. Money went to CGC and pressers, CCS and Impressive Comics. It's still great books, though. They're still great books. I can't. How can you complain of having a 9.6 Blue Marvel? Having 14 of them. Actually, I have more than that, but how can you complain of that? Yeah, this was disappointing. Only disappointing because I was expecting 9.8s, or at least one. I was expecting at least one when I was expecting 2 when I sent them all out. I said, you know what, if I can get 2 out of 14 9.8s, I'll be happy. I didn't even get 1. Even 1 would have been a success. When I do the numbers for these, you'll see that, man, it's just money down the drain. All right, the next box, though, has one book in particular that, made up for all of this. All right. Okay, so back when I was using CCS and Impressive Comics regularly, it was like 50-50. I would send my projects to Impressive Comics, and I would send CCS my better books, something that needed a light press, maybe very little cleaning. I would send it to CCS. However, from now on, more than likely, I'm going to be exclusively going with Mr. Kendra for both. He has gotten really busy, though. Really busy lately. So there is a slight possibility that I might use a second presser, but I'm not sure about that just yet. I know that Wilbert mentioned something about 3 guys that he himself has endorsed. Okay, this is one of those books that needed work, but even with the work, I was hoping I can get something like in the 9s, maybe a low 9s. This had a tear in the back cover when I got it, and it also had like blunt damage here by this. I think it was by the staple when they shipped it to me. He got that out. That is gone. However, and you know, if you look at the front of the book, you could see that it looks like a perfect book. Yeah. That looks like a 9.8, right? It does look like a 9.8. However, this is what kept it out of the 9.8. You can't do anything about that tear. It's a very, very small tear, but it's a tear nonetheless. So, because the book is beautiful, it got an 8.5. But I decided to get it graded anyway because it's Kirkman, and a lot of his properties, you know, almost everything he makes, it turns to gold. It's gonna be. He's like a. Well, he's Tynan before Tynan. All right. First, technically cameo appearance of Damon Wayne. This one came straight from my collection, and it got an 8.0. You know, I sent it out just to get graded anyway. So, first appearance of Damon in cameo. Okay. This had damage along the spine. It was just little spine stress. Look like that right there. And I also sent 656 as well. Now let's take it out. This firepower. 656. That one came back at a 9.2. You know? Let me see what this says. First full appearance of Damien. It's funny, it says first full appearance, and yeah, you could see him. At least you could see his full. But it, you know, you could technically still consider this a cameo also, but this one they consider his first full appearance. I have quite a few of these Strange Academies. I got the Walmart Blue and the Walmart Red. It seems like the Walmart Red is the one that's least produced. So I think the red is the one that most people are going after. Also, this one also missed the 9.8 pre-screen. So I sent it to him to see if he could get the crease out. But because it's a black cover, I'm pretty sure it probably left a, let me see if it left something there. Hold on. See that right there? Was it there or no? Let me see where it was. Yeah, it must have been that. Right there. You know what, Kendra? He's good, man. Yeah, this had definitely a little bit of like some type of blunt damage. He got it out, but you could still see a little bit of color breaking, spine stress there. That will knock it down to a 9.6, but it's still a pretty cover. First Quake. See, first appearance of Quake. Daisy Johnson. Gold foil. Yeah. Picked this up in a 9.8. One of my other copies came back in a 9.8. I'll take that. yeah, this one was my loan. This is the Robin. What do they call this guy? The first and only Robin King. Robin King. This was the only one that didn't come back at a 9.8. That missed the 9.8 on the pre-screen. So I said, you know what the heck, send it out, see what happens, right? And this is what happens. This is why it's worth it to do the the pre-screens, because if you get a second shot at that 9.8, with a press. And I got it. I think that book is starting to go back up again. I think this one I thought I could get a 9.8 on. This was a direct copy, but even at a 9.6, I'm still going to do well on it. This is very common with this type of stock, with this book, in both corners. That's very common. This corner doesn't really have it, but see the spine on these. Hold on, let me take it out. The spine on those. The spine is actually really good. See? That spine is really nice. So I thought I had a shot at a 9.8. It's a very hard 9.8 in both. I mean, the direct and the newsstand, especially that newsstand, man. That one's going up for sale. Most of these books are going to be put up for sale. Majority of these are going to be put up for sale. Maybe not this one right away, but it will be. HBO Max is going to have a series for this, The Last of Us. Hoping for that series to be really good. Could it be the next Walking Dead? HBO has a habit. Now, this one you could only get with the video game. I already have 3 9.8s, I think I picked up from these back when I first started my my channel. But yeah, rare book. But even the cover A and the variant, they're all rare anyway. The regular size variant, they're all rare regardless, And this one is a 9.6. I was hoping one would come back a 9.8. They also very harsh graders on that ash can. Okay, here's one I'm disappointed with, big time. Hoping for 9.8s on these. This is the Toy Biz Scarlet Spider, Web of Spider-Man, number 118. The Toy Biz, they call the Toy Biz the second printing, even though it was done years later. I thought I had good shots at 9.8s with this, though. See, that's pretty freaking harsh, man. Look at that. That's pretty harsh for a 9.2. I've been lucky with these Toy Biz ones. I got 2 9.8s on the 337s. I got 2 9.8s on Amazing Spider-Man 122s. I sold one for $500 the other day. But yeah, this one's a huge one. 9.2. This is usually where the damage is. See, look at that, man. That's pretty harsh. I mean, you gotta admit that. That's pretty freaking harsh. I don't believe there were any notes on it either. Yeah, I didn't see much with that. I'll look it over again. This one was a 9.4. So I already have a 9.6 on this. And I think I have a 9.0 also. So I have 9.0 all the way up to 9.6, no 9.8s. I'm pretty sure this one will be the same thing here, where it doesn't have yeah, see, it doesn't have anything, man. Come on. Is that a spiral? No. Nah, it doesn't. That's pretty freaking harsh. That knocks it down to a 9.4 maybe. Little bit of color rub, is that what that is? I don't think so. Alright, whatever. It is what it is. Alright, this is where it starts getting hotter. The PC. This was my PC copy. This was my reading copy that Wilbert laughed about when I said it's my reading copy. It's a 7.5. I decided, you know what? I have like 7 of these already. Actually, at the time, I had 6 graded. And then I picked up that newsstand that came back at 9.0 later on. But this was my reading copy. Straight out of a long box. I kept these in long boxes. That's why it came back at a 7.5. This one definitely had some wear on the spine because I read this thing. Man, I used to love McFarlane. I used to read all the McFarlane stories multiple times. You know, love the artwork too. Love Mary Jane. That one will be put up for sale. That's my reading copy. That will be going up for sale because I need the cash to pay for a lot of this stuff. Here's another one that was my reading copy of 238. And for the 238, not bad for a reading copy. 9.0 with the tattoos. And it's a newsstand. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Check that out. I wish that said 75 cents. Yeah, that's it right there. That's your 9.0 right there. You know, as harsh as they were with the Webb's number 118s, not so harsh with that right there, right? This could have been an 8.5. I wouldn't have said anything about that. But the 118, for that to come back 9.4 and 9.2, man, that's rough. That one will also be put up for sale, and here is the big one, Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom. Check this out. Sentai number 2. Only reason I picked this up was because Doom mentioned it. Doom said when I put out the 94 Power Rangers for Hamilton, he said, hey, I think the Sentai is their number 1 appearance. I didn't really want to talk out of my ass, so I wanted to pick a copy up to see, because I had already heard that was like a magazine. It's like magazine content. I wasn't sure if it was magazine size, so I found one on eBay, but I wanted to have a good copy, so I checked out. I waited until I got a nice looking copy, and I bought it. I knew it was going to be in the 9s, you know. I didn't know it was going to be a 9.6. Now, recently, 9.0s have been going for around $2,000, the 9.0s. So for a 9.6, there are only 3 9.8s of Sentai number 2. Now, when I opened this up, I showed it in one of the videos. It is a regular size comic with a comic book cover. That's what makes this enticing. Technically, it's just the cover. Comic book cover in a comic book size. But inside, it's magazine content. You know, and this predates the 1994 Hamilton comics. There's another book which is an ash can. It is not comic book sized. It's ash can, just like that Last of Us that I showed, and that's a Fruit of the Loom ash can. That predates this one, but between that one and this one, I believe that Fruit of the Loom is rarer than this one is, but this one is super rare, especially in high grade. So this becomes a keeper. This will be a keeper for me, and this will be coming into the PC. It shall be in the PC. So I thank you. So when people ask me, hey, why do you do the giveaways that you do? It's because it's good karma, man. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have, right? My guys take care of me, so I take care of them, right? So thank you, Dr. Doom. Thank you, my friend. That's why you're getting 2 slabs instead of 1, all right? But I don't know, you're probably getting them next year, because I don't know when the hell they're going to be coming back. These came back, damn, I must have sent these out. I don't know if anybody remembers these videos, but it's got to be like a year, right? It's got to be like a year ago that I sent these. I couldn't even get the how much I paid for these, because I wasn't using my own account. I used Mr. Kendra's account. Now I'm using my own account to send them in, but I got to go back and check my credit card bills now to see how much they charge me. But this pretty much pays for. I don't even know how much it would go for, because I can't see how much a 9.6 is sold for. Even a 9.8, I can't find one. But if a 9.0 sold for around 2,000, you would have to think a 9.6 has got to be somewhere around the neighborhood of at least 6, right? At least. So, yeah, with only 3 books higher than this, and I believe there's only 6 9.6s. I believe it's only 6 9.6s, maybe 7. So, yeah, this is almost like a Gerber book, in the Gerber scale. All right, for moderns, that is. Moderns, Gerber's dealing with golden age, but let's see if we can do some numbers here. Oh yeah, check out the back cover of this. Sentai number 2. They were supposed to be called Sentai, by the way. They weren't even supposed to be called Power Rangers. They were supposed to be called Sentai. Sentai Power Rangers. But they went with Saban's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers instead. This was the first 9.67 lot to CCS and CGC. That cost $254. That was only for the 7 books. $254 divided by 7 books, it was $36.29. Then for this one is, because it was 11 books, so it came out to more. But per book, it came out to less because the shipping had changed to $15. So that came out to $33.90 per book. So pretty much, I spent $237.30 for the 7 books here, and $254 for the 7 books here. Total of $491.30 to get the same results back. That's $500, guys. That's $500 just to take a chance. Now, it's disappointing because obviously I didn't get anything back for it. But I took a shot to gamble. And reason you take that gamble is because of the price that I paid for those books and what those books are going for. You know, when all is said and done, you know, I'm still up massively on those books. Can I send those 9.6s back? See, here's the problem. I could break them out and send them back raw, but then I also run the risk of them coming back 9.4s, or even worse, 9.2s if you get a bad grader. You see those Web 118s. I couldn't see anything wrong with them. I'm going to reinspect them again and stuff, but I can't see a 9.2 or a 9.4 on them. But grading is subjective, so they can see something that I can't see. You know, them's the breaks is what it says, right? Them's the breaks. You pay the company to do a professional job, and you know, you have to trust the fact that that they graded them at what they graded them, and they're the pros. So maybe later on I'll gather up a little bit more courage and send a couple of in, but it won't be for a while if that ever happens. I'll tell you what might happen more than likely. Okay. In the past month, there's been 2 9.8s that have sold for $1,900. I saw that last one there and I thought about buying it, but then I was like, you know what? Maybe I can get some 9.8s in these 7 that are coming back, so I didn't pull the trigger. Somebody else did pull the trigger though. 2 different people pulled the trigger on these 2. These were by the same seller, and they both sold. 2 different days. Great prices. Great prices. $1,900. What might happen with me is I might, if I see something like this again, I might pull the trigger on the 9.8 and then sell 2 9.6s to get the money for the 9.8s. So in essence, I'd be trading 2 9.6s for 1 9.8, so I can get more 9.8s. Now, after those 2 sales, there was another sale for $2,600. That was actually on the same day. So this guy just wanted to get rid of those books. He really did. He just wanted to get rid of them. You know, he did. And somebody helped him out to it. Here's another one that went for $23.48. And here's one that says 9,000, but you know something? That's not really 9,000. It's a best offer accepted. I'm assuming it's probably going to be the $2,500 range as well. Then you have the $2,300. Look, the Blue Marvel, this book, how is it? Forget about this one. Yeah, this one doesn't. But how is it still keeping up with the Joneses? How? Nothing's happened with this character. Not really, you know, nothing. The fan base that he has, though, has kept this book hot, even though he's not appearing in anything. What's great about this book is that there is only one Blue Marvel. There's no variant. There's no Djurjevic variant for this. There's no 1 in 25, no 1 in 50, no 1 in 100, no 1 in 1,000 signed. It's just that. That's all it is, you know. There's a previews book that I have seen, and all it has is an ad of that page of the cover page. That's all it is. It's just pretty much an ad, you know. So I wouldn't go crazy for that book. It's probably going to sell well because even the Miles Morales preview is selling. But at least the Miles Morales preview has Miles Morales cover on the front. Yeah, I'm hoping to get more 9/8 with the other ones that I have that I haven't sent in. I can't find the paperwork for the other 14 books that I sent Mr. Kendra. So I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be around the same $33.90 for those as well. All right. But anyway, guys, have a good night. Most of those books that you saw, though, are going to go for sale, except for the Blue Marvels. I am not selling any Blue Marvels. That book is so limited. That book is I'm not going to call it a ghost because it's not a ghost. But once, that's a book that the fan base is collecting. There's Blue Marvel fans that are picking that book up. Okay, the majority are minorities, and I'm going to say the majority, and this is purely opinion. This is purely based on opinion, but I'm going to guess that the majority of fans that are keeping it are African American and possibly Latinos, like myself. I do not plan on selling my 9.8s. Now, I did plan on selling one, but Wilbert stopped me from doing it. See, this is what I'm talking about with you guys, right? This is why I do what I do, is because I would have sold. I would, you know, I'd be banging my head against the wall right now if I would have sold that 9.8. Yeah, I would have gotten some money back, but no, I just see too much potential in this book. This is a one and only, you know, first appearance, back to the good old days, you know, the Amazing 300. What's the difference between this and Amazing 300? Well, Amazing 300 is based on Spider-Man, right? But it was also printed like a Spider-Man book. It was printed over 500,000 of Amazing Spider-Man 300s. You know, if Venom was printed like this one was at 17,000, I mean, you'd be looking at probably a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle numbers for that book, because that book defines the 1980s Amazing Spider-Man 300. This character hasn't even taken hold yet with anybody. He's not a household name. Yet, prices are still up on this guy. Still up. Hasn't done anything. Hasn't done anything. Imagine when he does do something. And most of his books are, I mean, you see them on eBay. You see the raw ones in eBay. They have damages. They have clear damages they're not high grade. You know, to get I would say 9.4 to 9.8 on this, it's a sweet spot for a book from 2009. All right, it's disappointing, but I got 9.6s, and I should not be disappointed. But look, dudes, I talk too much about this. You know, I talk a lot about this book and Someone's Killing the Children. A lot. Later, dudes.